You know, a lot of people ask me that, and I'm not sure I know how to respond because though I was born into a religion, nearly all of us are, I'm not particularly a practitioner of it. I was born Jewish, and it's not that I have anything against it. Uh, I've been sort of like a freelance in all aspects of my life, and my dialogue with God has been a private one rather than borrowing someone else's words. I remember I used to sit in the synagogue wondering, why are these prayers the one that you have to say so God listens? You know, and ultimately I just started talking on my own. And sometimes I think that maybe everything that I write is part of that conversation. But you know, there's a couple of important responses to your question about spirituality here. One is that I am grateful, enormously grateful for having done this book because I got into the book feeling extremely concerned about the fate of the planet. And now I no longer am, because what I've learned through my research is the planet is going to be fine. Life is so indomitable. It is so creative. It is so resilient that no matter how bad the world gets hammered, either by us or by some natural disaster, and this has happened many times long before human beings appeared on Earth, you know, huge volcanic eruptions that have created enormous extinctions. I mean, 250 million years ago, the Permian extinction wiped out 95% of every living form on Earth. And that was due to a volcanic eruption in what today is Siberia that lasted about 1 million years and came up right through the Carboniferous layer. And you know, so talk about global warming. That was pretty intense. And then this asteroid hits Antarctica apparently, and you know, and yet life comes back. And eventually, it took millions of years, but it got so successful that we got this age of dinosaurs, which was rather amazing. And then another asteroid eventually, millions of years later, knocks them out, and after another huge dieback, then we get the age of mammals, of which we are currently a part. And you know, this has happened often. I understand the creationists who feel such reverence for life because there are so many examples of it, how it will always find a way. I mean, you know, a seed will lodge, despite the best efforts of the people who maintain New York's bridges, a seed will lodge between two steel plates and it'll sprout and its roots will start pushing apart the bridge. Stuff will figure out a way to grow in Chernobyl or in places we used to make nerve gas. So I feel a reverence for life, and science has never explained how life got here in the first place or what is the spark of life. I don't try to answer that in my book or in my life. I think it's a mystery that really what life is about is we're supposed to deepen that mystery, not try to solve it. But the other thing about religion is that I realize that many of my readers, probably most of them, would be believers. And I would have to at least address what their religions think about the concept of a world without people. And it turns out that two of the biggest religions on earth, Islam and Christianity, believe that the world was created for people, and when we're gone, there's no more need for a world, and the world goes away. So I had to at least, you know, touch those bases in the book. But I had a really wonderful and unexpected experience as a result of talking to lots of religious leaders. I realized at one point that three of them, very different from one another, a Korean Buddhist monk, an evangelical Protestant leader here in the United States, and a Muslim cleric, a Sufi master in Istanbul, all gave me almost identical answers. They all said that, yes, the earth as we know it is going to disappear sometime. It's just going to go away, and you know, after the human experience is over. I guess the Buddhists believe it's going to come back again, but the others, you know, there is an Armageddon really, and yet all three of them said that we don't know when that's going to happen because it's going to happen on God's time, which is a mystery to us. And anybody who presumes to know when that is, I mean, that's pride. That's not knowledge. Because, you know, religion isn't about knowledge. It's about faith. And while we are here, just as we should keep our bodies pure and uncontaminated to be vessels for prayer, or we should keep our temples or churches or mosques or synagogues beautiful places to welcome the Spirit, so we should keep this earth as lovely as God created it to welcome God back. Well, you know, no matter what you believe in life, whether you believe in religion or whether you are secular, atheist, humanist, scientist, you name it, I mean, that's something that we can all get together behind, this idea that there's a reason to preserve the planet as it is right now, because we are blessed to be a part of it, wherever that blessing comes from. I mean, this is incredible that we get to be part of this force called life, and we should nurture it rather than destroy it.